Let's get everybody up to speed. So, have you been running forever, or what's your running history? Because all I've heard, like from what is it? Blanking shit, yeah. No, we were joking around because he said, he's not saying that on this podcast, so we want to make sure screw up.
Get it back a little.
Yeah, no, I know all about it. But yeah, that's like, so first marathon, it seems like, your first one, just finish, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I tell people, like, I had my son run his first one when he was 19. And I remember joking around saying, just make sure you beat Oprah. Because Oprah at the time had run, I think, Chicago in like 4:30.
Right? I didn't even beat Oprah.
And so I did Eugene, and then he was going to do a step was hurting. I was thinking about ways I could quit, and why I told people I was doing it, why I told people to track me. So
yeah, the tracking's the worst. You're like, as you start to get hit with, this is so hard, my pace is slowing, what is even happening in my life? And you're like, and someone's watching.
I know. I know, it's so brutal. But yeah, we definitely, the trails are the worst now. So how did...
Put snacks in my hydration pack and be in the mountains all day long with my friends. So.
Yeah, it's tough to beat days in the mountains running. I mean, to me, there's nothing, I never feel more alive than when I'm, running through the mountains. It's just like, it's so simple, but it's just, I don't know. It just feels like that's how you're supposed to be living almost.
It does.
Yeah.
It definitely does. I mean, you mentioned hard rock earlier, and and so I'm a writer. I did a lot of writing, a lot of storytelling for the university, and I've always worked in communications, and so I had this skill set that translates really well to independent work, and so I moved to freelance writing, and now I have a lot of flexibility in how I make money. So I
see all these things, and I'm like, I read, all these concerns about what we should do or we should be afraid of, and then I'm like, just get in the mountains and live. But anyways, I'm sure that's kind of your stories, right? The living part?
Yeah, for sure, the living part. And I mean, I think going back to like the...
Been living in
the happiest I've ever
been.
Yeah, not full time, but in the San Juans, we have a minivan that we converted into, we have like a little bed platform in there, and we got it lifted at a garage in Albany, so we have a little clearance on the Colorado roads. And,
sweet.
Yeah, I feel like we would know. I mean, if I was giving a recommendation to someone, I would say to go somewhere on the hard rock course, but I mean, Grant Swamp Pass above Island Lake is like kind of an iconic shot of hard rock. This like just blue that doesn't feel real with a little island in it. Right.
Nothing.
Totally.
I mean, it's such a
and you can be in like very different spots. Like I think 2 years ago we got hit by a thunderstorm, and I was running down this gravel road toward the town of Uray, and it was unnerving. Like I'm sure you've been in high alpine thunderstorms before, and like you don't want to mess around with them.
Right.
But there were people who were higher up the climb, like on the pass, who were behind us, and that felt like a really bad spot to be.
Yeah.
And like the pass that we were coming down from, it's this aid station called Kroger's Canteen, and it's basically just this like little ledge on a mountain pass. Like there's an aid station there, but it's like
yeah.
So I've done a number, but I would say that there was a time earlier in my ultra running that I did races with greater frequency, and I think now I mostly just have like 1 or 2 a year that I care about, and then I like mostly just go on big runs with friends.
Yeah, I know.
That's much fun as anything.
I like it, not for the same reasons you do. I like it because I'm old and slow, and so it's like, if we're having fun, it's like, it's not as bad as when I'm trying to push and I hurt and it sucks. So I'm like, let's just have an adventure. So that's where, have you done the Grand Canyon?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been out on that course.
We're sticking it out.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard.
It's very
to keep
hard.
doing something that feels hard for that many hours.
Yeah, and I see like on those 200, sometimes they have like the time limit is 112 hours or whatever. And it's like 4.5 days. 4.5 days?
Yeah.
Is it cool?
I mean, you've done it.
Yeah.
You finished in?
I did like 78 hours both times.
I'm trying to think of the math that is like.
It's
3-ish days?
Yeah, it's a little over 3 days. But That's a long time.
It's a long time to spend out there.
I put my body through a lot. I found that ketone IQ has helped give me an edge when I'm running. I actually won my latest ultra and made sure I had some